The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the courtroom, everybody. Got me the gavel.
Where are your robes?
They're in one of the boxes. Since we moved offices, I don't know. Gillian made me my robes. I've not. It's very warm in here as well.
They might still be in the office upstairs, which is all.
We still haven't fully moved out, have we? A bit like a warehouse.
And it's just covered in. Because I've deconstructed it as well from the old shoddy bolted together thing that I did, and it's just
because we've got actual
stuff everywhere.
We should say these are actual walls in here now, aren't they? Whereas before they were basically a timber frame with some fabric over it, which just to ruin the illusion. But back to business. We are in the makeshift courtroom where we will decide the Ken Bates Villain of the Week award. We will also award the Kitano Berardi Hero of the Week award. We will filter through our nominations. Your nominations are the ones that our TSB Plus members sent to us. We'll factor in the scores in the most recent matches as well, out of 10 that were sent to us. We can assign some petty grievances. We can even take cheap shots. It's important to say that. So first, let's get into the Villain of the Week award, and we'll unpack it all as we go. Michael or Rob, who would like to step up to the legal oche first and deliver some truth darts?
Shall I go first?
Yeah, go on.
I mean, I feel like Wedge sums this up very nicely, but Massimo Cellino, just fuck off forever, please. I think that's a very fair thing. Feels like not a very villainous week, I'm not too sure, but yeah, seeing Cellino pop up, and was it the Daily Mail he spoke to? And I think they even teased the interview coming out like, big exclusive with Massimo Cellino, talking about his love for Leeds United. It's just like, I don't fucking care.
And it was just a work of fiction.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear from him. He's just a mental idiot.
It was stories he should really have just been telling to someone in the corner of a pub who's trying to get away from him.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're quickly getting tired of him.
Yeah, I've just got the toilet.
I'm just going to go to the toilet and climb out of the window.
Somewhere else, away from you, because you've just been talking at me for 20 minutes.
You ever climbed out of a pub window? Toilet window?
No.
Not sure though.
Have you?
No, don't think so. Just wondered. I'm more certain than Michael anyway. I know that much.
Well, I can imagine I might have done, but I don't think I have.
Michael's climbed into one at about 9:30 in the morning.
It's a way of getting past the bouncers. No, I don't think I have.
Good. Super. Yeah, that was succinct, Rob. I enjoyed the delivery. Thank you to Wedge for the input there. Who are you nominating, Michael?
Trevor Stephen and Jen Beattie.
Right.
They did the FA Cup draw. And as far as I'm concerned, they've cheated.
The old hot balls.
Yeah, I mean, they were both in on this.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because it was Trevor Stephen doing the away balls, I was going to nominate him, but I thought, no, if Jen cared, she could have pulled us out for a home draw, couldn't she?
Yeah.
So in some ways, you can't really split who's to blame on this.
Right. And they're all in on it.
But it's them, it's the FA, it's the BBC.
The MSM, are we blaming them?
The MSM, it's Pfizer.
Just be aware of the YouTube algorithm here.
Joe Biden and Right Said Fred.
Yeah.
They're exposing it though, actually. Right Said Fred.
Yeah, good.
They're going to do a piece on this quite soon, I hope, because it needs sorting out and it's not fair.
Yeah.
Why can't we get? I mean, the one thing about not getting a home tie, in times when tickets do sell out for home games, cup games are a nice opportunity to let some other people go to games.
Yeah.
And sometimes they probably would make it to general sale, so you don't need to go through the whole buying 70 quid of the membership just to go to a single Leeds game. But Trevor Stephen and Jen Beattie, they don't want that.
No.
They don't want it at all. They want everyone miserable and in Peterborough.
A concerted campaign to deny Leeds fans joy.
The League Cup give us home draws, don't they? Although Harvey's gone now, and it's nothing to do with him.
No.
Maybe they're making good for all the years where obviously it went against us.
He had his own motives as well, which were even more sinister.
Yeah.
We can't go into it.
No. Yeah,
because I've not thought of
too hot for this channel, baby.
He literally wanted to do the draw on the moon, didn't he, at some point? And he was like bragging about that, and nobody just went, yeah, but Sean, but why?
He's like, well, because of... I don't know. He's a national treasure now anyway, isn't he, Sean Harvey?
I have to admit, when watching the Wrexham thing, it does turn my stomach every time. You see, like, Rob and Ryan seem nice, maybe naive a little bit. They don't know enough. I'm sure when we'll reach out to them in due course and they'll fully entertain listening to us pouring poison in their ear about the stuff that Harvey said when he was here.
Yeah, it's fair. I'll have a chat with him when I'm in Hollywood.
Oh, when you're over doing the acting and
the Marvel films I'm going to get into.
Which one are you going to go into?
I'm going to be
Mr.
Bargain Man.
Mr. Thrift.
Mr. Thrift.
just go around tutting at things.
How much?
The new shoes.
What's your special power going to be?
Just acquiring free stuff.
Yeah.
Have you sent your suit back yet from the awards?
Oh, yeah.
I have actually, yeah.
Explain about that ruse then.
I wanted a suit that...
So Moss Bros is a suit hire and purchase place in this country, isn't it? We should say for anybody who's abroad who doesn't know Moss Bros.
When you walked into those awards, people going, "That's a really classy dressed guy. He must have spent a lot of money on that suit."
£0.
So talk us through the scheme.
It's not a scheme. They do like a clothing subscription service where you can get 2 items a month. I think it's 60, 70 quid.
Yep.
If you're a man who likes to dress well, it's maybe not a bad service. I don't. I
like to wear free merch.
I like to wear free merch, and at home I like to wear jogging bottoms. When I leave the house, I put jeans on, but I resent it strongly.
Yeah.
What t-shirt are you wearing today?
This is
Bay Area Whites. Yeah.
Bay Area Whites.
Did you pay for that?
This was £0, 0 pence.
Yep.
But anyway, they do this clothing subscription service, and they did a month's free trial. I thought, I've got some awards coming up. I could do with a new suit.
Yep.
I don't really. This is going to be the only time this year I wear it.
Yeah.
Barring a court appearance. And
what are you in for again?
So it don't matter.
Listen, this is a court appearance.
That's true. I should have worn it, shouldn't I? Except it's in the post because I've had my 3-month subscription cancelled. Suit back. Lovely stuff.
Very good.
I'd recommend it to anyone who needs a suit
for the Christmas period.
for a very short period of time. If you want a suit for a week, just get subscribed.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to advertise, are they?
No.
Off the back of this, because I'm essentially endorsing people not buying that service.
Yeah. That's fine.
But, it worked.
Anyway, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball for the legality of that.
I was wearing a free tie as well, because I got that free at a cricket match once when I was on some corporate freebie, and I kept it. So that was nice too.
You hate cricket, don't you? You just went just to get a free tie.
I went for some free booze and some free tie. That's correct. I had a nice day.
Definitely staying on brand, so fair play. So we've got leading candidates of Massimo Cellino and Trevor Stevens / Jen Beattie for the FA Cup draw. Let's run through some of the other candidates who were suggested to us by a variety of people. Anybody else you want to add into the mix? I mean, again, we can just use this as a time to take cheap shots.
Latte Lath. He did score twice, didn't he? And as Philip points out, he says, I'm not one for name calling or teasing usually, but Latte Lath, what a name combination. Coffee meets construction. Better than Cappuccino Concrete, I suppose, but still, calm down. And that's enough goals against us lot for your career.
If you drink enough cappuccino, it does make you pour concrete.
Do you know what Lath is?
Oh, it sounds like a really big girder or something, or a big machine.
It's how they used to do plastering. You know, like if you ever see old plastering, it's on like the thin bits of wood.
No.
If you're ever like in an old house taking stuff apart, that's how it looks sometimes. Right. Plaster and lath.
Michael's pretending he knows what he's on about, so people think he's got pubes.
I've come across a lot of lath in my time.
I will say this: you probably have plastered walls yourself because it's cheaper than getting a man in.
It's really, really hard, actually.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. I wouldn't attempt it. I've patched little bits, and it's taken so long and not looked very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're a plasterer, well done. It's hard.
Why are people taking cheap shots at Pat Bamford's hair?
He is up for hero as well for the same reason.
Right.
And I'm siding with the hero for that. But
yeah, I think I'm as well.
Yeah, I once dyed my own hair, sort of blondie, dirty orange, as I mentioned before, I think. And yeah, so I'm all for it. Experiment. Go wild. Don't judge the man.
You're nominated, actually, for
all right.
Colin Darwin, A Corner of Blackburn.
Right.
Marco's not happy. He says, everyone knows Blackburn is the wart on the arse of Darwin, home to many a Leeds United fan.
Let me look at these two places. tell you if I agree.
Chris Wilder gets a nomination as well.
Just for the record, I went to Northumbria University and I got a 2-2. I cruised in a 2-2 with a whopping mark of 45% overall in geography.
And look at you now. You're doing
going from strength to strength.
You're going full Jake Humphrey here. Don't worry, kids. I got a 2-2. And now I host a moderately successful Leeds United podcast.
An award-losing podcast.
But apart from that, Blackburn, let's have a look. Yeah, Darwin is directly south of Blackburn. Geographically, Darwin is hanging out of the bottom of Blackburn there. So, yeah.
Like a swinging turd.
But the famously named A666, the old road to hell, does run through it. So, I've got no strong opinions on it, really. Let's move on.
On Jake, actually, I've been following his Instagram. He's been on with Chris Miles, hasn't he, this morning as we record? But he's been sharing things. He says
How many words did it take him to use the phrase high performance?
Was it 6? I think
6 apparently into his first answer. Yeah.
I think someone noticed he's been doing the. I've had to flick through loads of his Instagram stuff. He's been posting pictures of the Christmas party rather than just saying, "Here's some people having a party." He's obviously using it as an excuse to say, "Oh, the first Christmas party was not as many people, but look now."
Yeah.
Very successful, etc., etc. But he's sharing things now saying many people won't attempt something unless they can find an example of someone else who's already doing it. Rely on this type of thinking too much and you'll never do anything interesting.
Right.
Which is why Jake invented the podcast.
Yeah.
Just worth remembering.
Yeah.
Always worth remembering what we owe him.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a shame we didn't win that award on Monday because I was fully prepared to pay tribute to him.
Credit to Barry Glendenning who did
Yes.
when collecting the Guardian's award.
Big fan.
Without even being asked.
Big fan. Chris Wilder. Are we taking a cheap shot at Chris Wilder?
Yeah, Nathan's nominated him. I think it's fair, preemptively, for the absolute waffle he'll be spouting this time next week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he takes him down. That'll be fun, won't it?
I mean, he's gonna.
Yeah.
They're not getting saved, are they?
A regular in this feature is the dickhead ref, getting some...
Darren England? Is that how it was?
I
Let's
think
say
so,
yes.
Mm.
Who we decided was from Barnsley and a Scum fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, book some of their players earlier is the gist of it.
Just be kinder to us. Right then, who's your Ken Bates villain of the week? Who do we settle on? Is it Chelino? Is it Stephen/BT?
I mean, I was going to say we might not get many chances to nominate Chelino again, but
He'll be spouting bollocks in the future, don't
he
you
is
worry.
probably going to come back.
It's almost like the Wilder one, isn't it? It's like a preemptive.
Beattie and Stephen,
They've inflicted Peterborough on us, haven't they?
it's unlikely they'll be in this again.
He's suggesting we'll never get an away draw in the FA Cup again.
What if this is the last one we ever get, and every draw from now on is a home one?
But it'd only be fair that we get at least a dozen in a row. A dozen third round ties in a row.
I was going to say across the next 12 years. Yeah.
Well, should we just say, should we broaden it out then? Not just Stephen and Beattie, but everyone you mentioned before who's in on the conspiracy.
Fine, yes.
Yeah.
Philip
Particular
Schofield.
Right said Fred.
Yeah. All y'all. Right, let's move on to the Gitana Bride Hero of the Week award. A quick dip into the scores for last couple of games. Just one game. It's Borough, isn't it? Of course it is. Archie Gray's first man of the match, which is great. 8.28 average score out of 10 from our TSB Plus members who scored him. Again, it's the subs who've kind of come out worst.
The subs, Melier,
in this one.
Strauch, and Ampadu, actually, both down the bottom.
But even then, Ampadu is 6.69, which to me is passable.
Ampadu's in a disgraceful run of form.
Right. Is he
It's my hot
is he
take.
falling off the top of these?
He's been
the
found
charts?
out. He's falling off a cliff. He's finished. He's a finished footballer.
Is that your football hot take for the week?
Yeah, I'll do.
Fine.
No, he's still good, but not as good as he has been.
Yeah, it does leave Crescencio Somerville at the top, out in front for Player of the Year, 7.47 out of 10. Farker still scoring very highly, 7.28. Not a player, though. That should be established. Although, that touch. Dan James in second, 7.23, and Ampadu has dropped off to 7.20. Routers there, Rodon's there as well. Pretty much as you'd expect.
They're just a very nice, consistent little group behind the front runners as well now. Like, I'll get the feeling Rodon, Byram and Kamara will just keep scoring about 7.
Glenn Kamara on exactly 7 feels right. It's nice.
It really does.
So Somerville and little scum bastard Dan James are your main candidates for this week, I suppose, then, given that they are running away with this at the top.
And, well, Archie. Archie Gray, sure.
So did I say Somerville? I meant Archie Gray, sorry.
Did I do Archie last week? I can't remember.
A lot's happened between times. You drank an awful lot in that free suit of yours.
I mean, do we want to... Like, do you know what? It is Archie Gray, isn't it? It just is Archie Gray. The club shared the tweet of him, didn't they, of his little best bits, which I was delighted to see because there were loads of bits that I made notes of when I was watching it saying, oh, he did this, he did this, he did this. Then they just stuck them all together in like a minute and a half and I could watch it all.
I noticed as well when he goes around the pitch, when they do the applause for the crowd and stuff afterwards, he's always got a big grin on his face like Ruta. Again, just feeds my sense of joy about the whole thing. A young man living his best life.
Yeah. And I suppose being reminded that Rasmus Christensen exists this week as well because he scored a goal.
He scored a winning goal, a brilliant winning goal.
It went exactly where he wanted to put it, which was off a defender and about a mile into the air, then into the goal. But he did score, so we should give him credit, really. But yeah, just so nice to have a right back who can play football. which I know is not asking a huge amount, you wouldn't think. But he's just got such a lot of class about him.
I do like the evidence witness statement supplied by Irish and Content saying, it's actually great. Imagine getting put on toast in front of 36,000 people by someone who gets ID'd buying Red Bull.
He's genuinely not allowed to buy Red Bull, is he?
Is he not? Is that 18 now?
How old do you have to be to buy Red Bull?
Is it 18?
Really?
I think it is.
What about Monster?
That's the same thing.
We'll have the Red Bull reps onto us now saying, no, it's not the same thing. You can't say that.
Well, it's fine, innit? Just don't drink loads of it.
Yeah. See Jack Clark, for example.
See Jack Clark. He's recovered now, hasn't he?
Jack Clark, yeah, apparently so. I think, he seems to be doing all right, doesn't he? Jorginho Ruta, Joel Peru, Bamford's Hair was mentioned, Dan James, Rodon and Kamara all getting mentions there. Who do you want to mention?
I do really like Bamford's Hair, but I'm going to give Joel Peru some love. I won't read out the comments because they're mainly just being mean about Pat Bamford and he's saying, thank God Joel Peru scored a penalty. But it feels like of that front four, the rest of them are getting a lot of love. And Joel Peru is just quietly like scoring a goal every week, which is kind of what we signed him to do. And yet we're all a bit just taking it for granted.
Has he got 8 now?
He's averaging a goal every other game, so whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
quite a lot.
It's enough.
If only we had a worldwide system of interconnected computers that could give us this information.
We're all too lazy
at the touch of our fingertips. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, he's good. I do like him.
I think he's a proper, even though he's wearing number 7 and playing as a number 10, he's a proper number 9 in that he's just really cool, scores loads of goals, doesn't seem arse. It's just like, yeah, this is what I do. It's just natural.
He has
Put it in the net.
Crescencio Somerville, 8 goals. Joel Peru, 8. Dan James, 6. That's nice, isn't it? And Georgie's got 4. And a bunch of other people on 1. I like having like 2 or 3 top scorers all just scoring loads of goals and winning games. We should try that more often.
Who was that top scorer? Oh, it was Rodrigo, of course it was.
And he was always a bit sulky, wasn't he? Like, or injured.
He never really worked, did it? Even when he scored, we sort of were a bit annoyed by him scoring. Because it was like, oh, well, yeah, fine, whatever. He still didn't play well.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it, that Peru is essentially doing a similar kind of role to that Rodrigo was deployed in. And there has been that kind of little murmur of consternation at it. Play him as a number 9, but then you see he scored 8 goals and everybody else is scoring goals around him and you kind of settle into the idea now that it works. Whereas with Rodrigo, it just never felt like it did. Yeah,
and all of Peru's number 10 bits are getting better as well,
yeah,
I think. Which he was on the official Leeds United podcast saying, like, yeah, we're all still getting used to how we play. We are going to get better. But the great thing is we've got to a point where we just win. And I quite like how, again, it's that typical kind of goal scorer thing where he's just really blunt about it. It's like, don't matter 'cause we're winning. And I'm scoring goals. So
is that what Peru said?
Yeah, basically.
Said it like a true Dutchman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because the Dutch are very straight talking, like to play to the stereotype. So yeah, I like it. Keep scoring. That's all we ask. That is all we ask. Yeah, Rodon and Kamara getting love. Big fan of both. Rodon has just been consistently excellent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just got the recovery pace as well at this level, which is making quite a big difference, particularly when we play quite far up the pitch. Having someone who's quick enough to actually catch people is proven really useful.
His block after Barrett had hit the post was amazing.
You are right. The winner of this is Archie Gray, absolutely. But Great Uncle Eddie does get a formal commendation in the shakedown as well, because Nick in Guiseley wants to nominate Eddie for his Oscar performance in the next BAFTA awarded film Leeds United Christmas Advert 2023. I've never been happier to see a man help a child shoplift a bauble before.
Anything Eddie does, you just think, oh, there he goes.
Have you started encouraging your boys to shoplift yet?
I've not had to encourage him, really. They've just absolutely taken to it, yeah.
Yeah, oh, wow. That's good. You must be proud.
Yeah, it's just easy for him.
More free stuff, innit? It's great.
Yeah.
Best thing you've ever shoplifted?
Do you know, I've never been into shoplifting.
Why not?
Illegal and that. Fear of prison. I mean, someone like me won't last 5 minutes in there, would they?
No. Good God, no.
You just prefer a loophole, don't you, that can get you free stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Legally.
Exactly. I get more of a thrill from that.
You play the system, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not
You're non-conformist.
I'm not the Worrell Thompson chucking stuff through the self-scan.
Yeah, I did once steal, I think I was about 9 or 10, steal an ice popsicle thing from a little like corner shop. Like somebody did hold the door open and I threw it out. And I've still carried the guilt with me to this day, even though it was probably about 5 pence worth of frozen water that I denied the shopkeeper. But that's why I obviously do all that charity work. It's trying to make up for it, you know, social conscience and all that.
Yeah, 3/4 of it, your charity work that you completed.
Yeah, but I only had 3/4 of that ice pop, so maybe that's it.
Very good.
Maybe that's it. So Archie Gray's our hero of the week.
Who'd be the best thief in the Leeds squad?
Oh, there's a good question.
I reckon Dan James was a good shout because he's got an innocent-looking face and he's quick.
Yeah.
I was going to say Peru as well because he just kind of disappears, doesn't he, and waits for his opportunity.
I think it's probably best not to speculate too much on this.
Not saying any of that.
For fear of libel.
Theoretically. They're all, you know, millionaires pretty much.
Yeah. Like Jan Perveda, I think, for similar reasons, he's little. He could nip in and out of the aisles and stuff like that. Would probably be quite an adept thief. But because he's got that kind of cheeky face, suspicion is naturally going to fall on him as soon as he walks in the shop. Because he'd be wearing daft clothes. The security guards there going, look at this lad. I'm keeping an eye on him on the CCTV.
Serpo just knocks everything over as he walks out.
Clattering around and then injures
Falls out
himself.
the door.
Injures himself in the process.
Goes viral because he's shot himself in his own foot leaving the shop.
He shoved a telly up his top, hoping he can get away with it.
Right, we will wrap it up there then for the weekly show.
Sorry, Junior.
We've got Phil to come this week as well. We'll find out what was said in the press conference on Thursday. React to all that, and then Match Ball is back after the game Saturday afternoon. I didn't realise, by the way, that this game wasn't on telly. I thought we were picked for the TV game, but it's only because we've got 7,500 fans going to Blackburn that they've moved it.
Pathetic. Grow up. It's fine. Let it be at 3 o'clock.
I don't think they're going to move it at this late stage, but we'll catch up with you after
don't
that.
move it now. A bit logistical nightmare for people.
Deeply inconvenience, everybody. We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.